Hey guys, welcome to the Easy Shop. I'm Marco, and this is my mini milling machine, a DMC2 Mini. Obviously, if you already have one of these machines, you know that you have to put it together yourself. For the rest of you that have never seen one of these milling machines, it comes as a kit, and it takes quite a bit to put it together. It's doable, but it's not a super easy project. Now, one of the things that I love the most about this milling machine that I did not have with my previous one, you must be able to see in the background, it's flat coolant and an enclosure. Now, the enclosure does have a few issues, but coming from what I had before, which had no enclosure, I would spend more time cleaning the shop than actually making parts. So this is a great upgrade for the money, especially. One of the issues with this enclosure that I ran into is that it does not completely seal the environment, and so there's chips that are flying out of the enclosure, and with the chips also some of the coolant, depending how much pressure you got spraying from the nozzle. Now I have closed out as many gaps as I found, and that's going to be the topic of this video. I will show you a little bit of the 3D prints that I've done to fix those issues. Now, I think most if not all of those 3D prints are online on the Facebook DMC2 Mini user page that you can download freely at your own risk. And today I wanted to talk to you about a few other parts that I made for these machines that are not on it yet, and they are designed to keep the chips in that tend to fly out of the top of the enclosure, mostly on this side and on that side. Also a few on the back, but not as many. So basically when I'm machining down on that side, the chips find a way on my keyboard, on my mouse, on my desk. I get flat coolant, I get chips, and when I'm machining on this side, it happens on the opposite end. And so I get coolant on the floor, I get chips. As a matter of fact, you might be able to see chips on my electronics box, which is not the best thing to subject that to. And so today, first we're gonna look at the 3D prints I've already done that tighten up all the gaps, and then we look at the latest design for covering up the sides and preventing chips on the floor and on the keyboard. All right, let's take a quick look at it, get a little bit closer and look at the details. All right guys, here's a machine without the front cover on, and there are quite a few 3D printed parts on the machine just to hold tools and stuff, but what I wanted to cover today, I want to highlight a couple of 3D prints that I have made to prevent the vast majority of the trips from coming out of the machine. You can see the white piece right here, and actually I got a 3D print again because I broke the little tab there. But one of the issues that I had is that chips and coolant used to come out of here and then fall down the side, and so that little 3D printed part kind of makes it harder more than prevents for the chips to come out through that hole that is quite big. Works pretty well. Again, I got to remake it because while I was playing around, I had some issues with one of these motors, and while I was playing around, I broke the little tab. I didn't feel like printing it again, but that's coming up next. I think by far the biggest improvement made to the machine is with these two 3D prints right here, this one and this one. There's a big gap. Boy, this is magnetic, isn't it? There's a big gap on the back of the machine, and chips and coolant jumps out there. There's an electronic box back here, so they hit the back of the electronic box and fall down the back, and there's usually a fairly big mess back there. Let me see if I can show you a little bit of the back. So here's the electronic box. Well, you can see we got some chips coming up over the top, but basically down in there, the water and the chip would come out, and they would come down the bottom here, and they would just settle on all kinds of parts. This would be like a complete mess all the way to the ground. So that 3D print, it's in two parts. and I cover that hole very well. I have not had any issues whatsoever with it, and so I highly recommend it if you find that you have an issue with chips coming through the back from that hole. Now let's talk about the latest creation here to prevent the chips from jumping out of the sides. And I'm gonna need to put the cover back in for you to see it. All right, so to prevent the chips from coming out this side, I have come up with this. This got two parts. Got a part that moves here and a part that is fixed. And you can 3D print as two parts and then snap them together. You see how it's easy to mount. It's got this part with a little hook, and this part's got you might be able to see just a thin channel. Now the thin channel mounts over here, and the hook connects back there. There is provision for this cable from the X limit switch to go through. It mounts really easy. You just push it in there and hook up the back side. And this has two positions. Let me see if I can get you a better angle here. It has two positions. It's got a position at rest, so when you can take this thing away, and it's got another position when you're working. And so when you're working, the chips will no longer jump out from the right side. Same thing on the other side. Let me get you over there. We'll mount the right one. Same thing on this side. I'll give you a view from the inside this time. You got a fixed part, you got a movable part, and all you do is just plug it in there, and that's it, you're done. This part comes down like that, and when you gotta take this off, you just flip it over. Flip that one over too. Take this away, put it back in, close it up, close up this side as well, and you are back in business. So now the chips have to go way high to end up escaping. Now there still is a big gap back there. I get a few chips out of there, not that many, but there are a few. You can see them sitting right there. It's not been a big issue back there. The coolant does not get back there, but should it become a problem, we're gonna have to fix that as well. But that's a problem for another day. I have not tested this yet. I still have to load up another piece of aluminum and start working on it and double check and make sure that I don't want to make any more changes. This is probably version 1000. It's been quite challenging recreating the patterns of the enclosure. But should we need to close the back, we're going to worry about that at a different stage. Last thing I wanted to show you is that, yes, the movable part here of the machine gets fairly close to the sides here, but there is enough flex here, and I made some cuts here to let the bearing block here get as close as possible. But I just wanted to show you that it does touch a little bit, flex a little bit, but there's enough movement there that it will not break anything. So we're probably, yeah, that's the limit right there. You can see it kind of touches a little bit. Let me take this up and show you a little bit more. So you can see that's maybe if you come a little bit closer this way, that's about as far as it goes. And with this on, you can still get there. It just pushes it just a tiny bit, but it's not really an issue. Let's take a look at the other side. Other side, same thing. Now you have to remember that I have put an additional hose here, so I got more hardware here, and you probably don't have on your machine. But let's take a look at that fit. So you can see. Let's see. Maybe you can see how that fits right there, and no issue with it open. Let's try to close it up. and see it'll push a little bit, but it is not a problem. So there you go, pushes a little bit, and that's about as far as it goes. Oh, I guess I should have brought you back. All right, let's do that again. You can see it pushes it just a little bit. That's about as far as it goes, though. I mean, you have the ability to set the limits a little bit closer, the limits of travel a little bit tighter, if you don't like that. For me, it's not a big deal as long as the machine can get there. I don't think it's a big issue, at least for me. So hey guys, these two 3D prints, just same as all the other ones that are on the Facebook DMC2 Mini and Sharif DMC Facebook forums. I put STL files there in case you want to try them out at your own risk. And I will definitely post these ones as well. If there's more requests, I might do a little bit more development work on it and keep updating the model that is on the Facebook forum in the file section. So I hope you like it. If you have these problems, you're welcome to give it a try at your own risk. If you don't have this problem, then hey, good for you. But until I get a bigger machine, we're gonna continue trying to make this one a little bit better, and so that it makes it easier to live with. All right? Hope you liked it, and take care. We'll see you next time. Ciao.